Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Sheila Mwikama. If you're new to the channel, welcome, subscribe, and join the family. Okay guys, so this is part 2 of my fibroid reveal. Like, not fibroid, but it's a part 2 video of how I found out about that I have fibroids. So yeah, so I think the last video I mentioned that I had to wait to call my doctor to tell me the news, my gynecologist. So of course Monday comes, this man called me exactly at, I think it was 10 o'clock, because he gets to the office at 10. I knew for sure, I think it was like 9:55 or something like that. When he called, I knew it was him. I was like, okay, now here's the truth. He's like, hi Sheila, it's doctor. I did get your results. So no, you do not have cancer, because he knows one of the things that I was very worried about. Like, I was like, how do you have cancer? Like, no, you do not have cancer, but yes, you do have a fibroid, one fibroid. And he told me the size of it. I thought it was 7 centimeters, but it's not that big. And I was like, oh my God, thank God, because I was thinking the worst. But what if they say the cyst? It's like, no, it's a cyst. It's a cyst that shows that you still can produce babies, whatever. That's what he said. He's like, okay, I'd like to schedule an appointment so we can come and discuss what we can do if you want to get rid of them or whatever. I was like, okay. That actually made me feel better. After I heard from the gynecologist, I kind of went like, but I was like, now the journey begins. So anyway, I think I saw him in 2 weeks. I think it was before Thanksgiving, because everything was moving so fast. Oh, the week, I don't know. It was before Thanksgiving of 2024 last year. So I see him. He tells me, yes, you have a fibroid. You're right. So now he's sending me to a different gynecologist who specializes on the fibroids and surgeries and all those things. So he's like, so yeah, you have a fibroid, and there's a few ways you can do. You can either get rid of the fibroids by surgery, or you can have hysterectomy. I don't know how to say it. I write the word here, where you take all your women thing. I'm like, no, we're not doing that, because I would love to be a mother. So I was like, we can't do that, or you can shrink it. So I was like, you know what, just give me the option. He gave me the name of the doctor. He's like, this is Dr. So-and-so. She's amazing. She specializes with this. She's a specialist. She's gonna help you. Talk to her and see what she has to say, you know, whatever. So it's like, thank you, cool. So yeah, I made an appointment right there at the doctor's office. They made the appointment to meet with Dr. X. So I met up with Dr. X, and Dr. X was very nice and very kind to me, and she went through and explained what the fibroids are. And then, by the way guys, fibroids can happen to anyone, okay? Fibroids especially affect like African Americans. So yeah, it's a real thing. I never thought I'd have fibroids, and they can grow, can have surgery, they can come back. But again, I'm not here to be an expert. Yeah, so I meet up with Dr. X. I'll call her Dr. X, and she's like, well, there's things that we can do before. I'm not gonna lie, because I was terrified. I was like, I want to have a baby, I want to have a surgery, I want to do this, I want to do this. She's like, well, just so you know, when you have surgery, when you have a baby, when you fall pregnant, you cannot be able to push the baby out of your vajayjay. I was like, wait, what? So when you have, what is the name of it? Shit, I'm gonna put it right here. Myostomy, I think that's what it is. Myostomy, something like that. When you have that surgery, you cannot be able to push the baby, because because you're gonna have a scar. So they don't want you, when you pregnant and you push the baby, that scar might rip, and you, as a mom and the baby, you might get in there might be some difficulties. So they avoid that. You're gonna have to have C-section. And for me personally, when I have my baby, and of course God has the final say, I would love to push, you know, I would love to have my baby the natural way. But honestly, with my situation with the fibroids, I don't know where I'm standing. I still haven't got surgery yet, but there were so many steps to take before we can even get to the surgery. So she was explaining to me stuff like that, but she was like, okay, before, and at that time I was like, you know what, I really want to get rid of them. I want to get that. I thought it was going to be as easy as that, like, let's just do the surgery, they're gone, I know they're never going to come back. But that's not true. If you can do the surgery, they can still come back. Because there's a root of it, which we'll talk about later on. Okay, so anyway, I'm like, okay, fine, cool. So she's like, before we start with the surgery, because I was gonna try to do the surgery, it's like, we have to first do a MRI, right? You have to do MRI. I was like, wait, which one is that again? I kind of knew what it was, but I wasn't quite sure. When she showed me the machine of the MRI, baby, I started panicking, because let me tell you something. I'm scared. I'm claustrophobic. Anything that is too small that I have to be. I was like, no, why have to do the do I really have to do? She's like, that's the only way that I can be able to do it. Because I can't just open you up and just do the surgery. I need to know. I need to see how many fibroids you have, because the ultrasound can only do so much, but the MRI is just gonna go deep, like it's gonna, right? She's like, we have to do the MRI, but don't worry, if you're claustrophobic, I'll give you this medication. It's like small pills. They will make you like, you won't have no anxiety. You'll be like, you'll feel a little drowsy about it. You'll be like, everything's good. You're gonna get under the thing, and then it's gonna numb you. You won't know that you're having it, but you have to have somebody there to walk you home, you know, because you'll feel a little dizzy. I was like, okay, well, I mean, we have to do this. I can run away from the MRI if we have to get to the root of this and just get rid of this little monster. So she's like, yeah, and then also we're gonna do a biopsy. A biopsy. For what? Oh, for the cyst. We just want to make sure they're not cancerous. I'm like, okay. Now I have MR. Now I have biopsy. Biopsy, they have to open up, go to my uterus, take out a piece of my uterus, and go to the lab, test it, and see if it doesn't have any cancer. My anxiety levels was high. I don't even know how I survived the entire last year of 2024. I was like, what do you mean? It's like, yeah, we gotta do that. We gotta know what's going on. But if they found anything with the cyst, then you're gonna have to go to a different specialist who specializes with those things. Guys, when I tell you, I felt like my whole world was apart. I wanted the earth to open so I can go in and just close it back and never come again. So I was like, I have to deal with all of this. Where I work is busy. The auditions are pouring. It's almost holiday. I'm homesick. My mom is back home. I'm just like, what is happening? Yes, I do have friends who are very supportive, but I'm just like, why is this happening to me? But I'm like, if not you, Sheila, who? If it's not happening to you, who? Who do you think you are? People are going through their most, you know? Who do you think you are? This is your challenge and you're going to have to face it. So anyway, so she gives me the medication to take before I do the MRI. I was like, okay, this is real. So yeah. And then I leave the hospital. I called on Monday. It was a Friday. I was going Friday. It was it was gonna be a Thanksgiving. I don't remember the time. It was gonna be a Thanksgiving, so I couldn't call on Friday. It was a Wednesday. I went Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving. And then I couldn't call on Friday. I thought I was gonna do when I spoke to my first gynecologist, I thought I was gonna do the surgery by December. Everything will be done. I didn't know there was gonna be all the steps, and I was gonna be sent to a different specialist. So my goodness. So I went on Wednesday. Thursday was a Thanksgiving. It was such a weird Thanksgiving. I was so stressed. I was worried about the MRI, about that machine, the panic attacks I'm gonna have because I'm claustrophobic. I'm worried about the biopsy. So that day that made it better was Beyonce, because Beyonce was doing the Beyonce Bowl. So that kind of like, you know, but baby, I was so stressed. On Friday, I couldn't call for the MRI. So I called on Monday for the MRI. So they were able to schedule me MRI, which was supposed to be done in the day before Christmas Eve. No, at Christmas Eve on the 24th, I was supposed to get my MRI on Christmas Eve. So I was like, okay, I planned my trip to go to South Africa in February. So I was like, okay, before I go to South Africa, I want the MRI, I want everything to be done, because I don't want to be in South Africa and get a call like, ma'am, we got bad news for you. You know, when you're too far, I didn't want that. I wanted to do everything before my vacation, you know, because it was already planned. And, you know, because you're going through things doesn't mean you have to stop your life. Your life has to continue. So anyway, I get an appointment for MRI. Silly me, I was kind of confused in between. Do I make an appointment for the biopsy, or do I wait for the MRI? I waited for the MRI, so I didn't get the biopsy done until later in February, which we'll discuss. Anyway, so I hope I'm not boring you, because the story is long. I just want to go step by step to let you guys know what was happening. So anyway, as I go through, so now the day comes for the MRI. It's Christmas Eve. I'm ready. I feel relaxed. A friend of mine was gonna go with me because I'm planning to take this medication they gave me, these little pills they gave me, because baby, I'm not about to have a panic attack on that machine. If you know the MRI machine, you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, because she told me, oh well, you're gonna go in first with your head and your feet, whatever. If you know what an MRI machine is, I'll make it. I'll try to put it up here and, you know, to show you guys what it looks like. But anyway, so a friend of mine, she agreed to go with me. She's so nice. So she said, I'll go with you. I was like, thank you so much, because I'm gonna need somebody once I take these pills to numb me, whatever. It's like anxiety pill. It's gonna calm me, but I'll be a little dizzy. So they want somebody to be there with me to take me home. So anyway, it's Christmas Eve. I get up, I'm taking a shower, I'm on my way. I've already prayed to God. I'm like, you know what? If you want to get better, we have to face it. We can run away from it. So I'm getting dressed up. I was actually in the toilet peeing before I leave the house. And I get a call from the place where they do the MRI. They're like, is this Sheila? I'm like, yeah, this is Sheila. They're like, oh yeah, you have an appointment. I think it was at 10 or whatever. But we just want to let you know that unfortunately, the machines are not working. The MRI machine is not working, so we cannot be able to do your MRI today. We'll call you to reschedule your appointment. Baby, because of stress and anxiety, I was so mad. And the girl was like, I was like, guys, how can you tell me the last minute? I was kind of unfair, because I didn't know. If they knew, they would have told me the day before, but it just happened in the morning. But because I was so nervous, I was like, really, now I have to wait? I swear, I don't even know it. And the lady's like, well, be glad that I called you before you left the house. I'm like, it's not the point. The point is I've been waiting for this appointment. I was crying. And then the lady's like, I'm gonna tell my supervisor. I'm like, yeah, you can tell your supervisor, but this is not fair. Like, I was so sad. So first thing I had to do was to call my friend who never answers her phone. I was like, girl, it's fine. You don't have to go. Stay home with the kids. They say the MRI machine is broken. It's not working. Oh, I don't know. Something was happening. So I can't do the MRI. So now I cried and cried. But after that, you know what I did? Because I just took a shower. I took off everything, put on my PJs, got in my bed, and I slept all day like a baby, because I've been working so hard between dealing with the fibroid situation, going up and down to the doctors, and dealing with my day job and the auditions so much. I felt like I was breaking. So God knew that I needed that moment to rest up, because I went in bed. I slept all day long. The next day was Christmas. And yeah, that's when they do the Beyonce ball on Christmas. I watched it. I relaxed. I was talking with my family. I was like, God, you know what? Your will, not my will. Everything happens for a reason. So they scheduled me a week later. A guy called me when I was asleep. He was so sweet. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry that happened to you, but you know, the next appointment is next week Wednesday. Can you do it? I'm like, I'm up for it. So I did it. I think it was either Wednesday or Thursday. So I did the MRI. Baby, when I went for the MRI, I was nervous. A friend of mine came and I went for the MRI, and when I got there, was nervous, was like, I'm here, I can't run away from the MRI, so we doing this. So we did the MRI, and as I was in there, the nurse is like, oh, I told the nurse, like, hey, I have these pills because I get claustrophobic and I don't want to have anxiety with the machine. So I'll tell you on part 3 what I did. So thank you guys for subscribing. Catch part 3, and I'm gonna continue because I don't want to make these videos too long, you know. I want to make them all right. So thank you guys so much for listening, watching this video. Please comment below if you currently or you used to have fibroids. Share with me some tips and let's discuss women, because you know what, health is wealth. So yeah, comment below. I'll see you guys next time on part 3.